Alright guys, some of you asked for it, so today we're gonna go do a quick comparison between the RadioMaster Pocket and the Jumper T20S. It's not really going to be about the specs, because obviously the Jumper has more features, more switches, more knobs, and more power on the ELR-S side. They're both ELR-S. Max is 250, max is 1 watt. That's all the specs. The rest of this is kind of just going to be showing how it fits in my hands. I have big hands, just for reference. They're bigger than the Pocket. I still flew it for a long time. I flew my 5-inch with it. I fly whoops with it. Well, I don't really anymore, because I got so used to the gimbals on the Jumper T20S. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay, let's start with the Pocket. So, it's quite small, as you can see. My hands kind of wrap the whole thing when I use it. This is how I generally would hold it. I always click that accidentally. Luckily it doesn't actually fully disarm. Everything's reachable, which I do like about this. It's very pocketable. Like, you can literally put it in your pocket when you take the sticks off. Stick them back there. And it's very durable. I've dropped this a whole bunch of times and it still comes back for more. So that's for thumbs. I don't really know how people pinch on this thing, because it's very tight. I have spacers in the gimbals to lower them, because I just think that's more comfortable for thumbing. You'd probably want the opposite if you were a pincher. I don't know. Just for reference, so you guys can see, you can still hit everything, hit the switches. But yes, that is the RadioMaster Pocket in my hands. Now let's look at the Jumper T20S. This is the V1. I think the V2 will be a little better for pinchers. I don't think it really matters for thumbers, because they're not going to bump into these raised ridges that the V2 doesn't have. I will mention the V2 has a fan instead of a heatsink, because I think they found this doesn't properly dissipate the heat. So here's it in my hand. This is how I hold it for thumbing. Can reach everything. Hit the switches. I never touch these things, so it doesn't really matter. That would be a stretch. For pinching, see, the ridges kind of do get in the way of your fingers touching them. But like I said, the V2 has flattened that out. You'll be able to see a little ring on the listing. It's apparent that it's the V2. I actually really like these RDC 90 gimbals. They feel nice. I've switched them to the RadioMaster stick ends though. They come with these spiky guys, and I'm not really a fan. Anyways, that's thumbing, pinching, well, I guess hybrid pinching. I don't know. I'm not a pincher. This is just a general comparison. Here's kind of a size comparison. Don't mind the mess of my desk. You can clearly see the T20 is wider. And taller. especially when folded down. There's not really any beating this thing for compactness, especially with the stick ends off. They're pretty comparable depth-wise. Both feel fairly ergonomic in the hand. Anyways, this is just a quick video showing the size difference really of these two radios, because I haven't seen any close comparisons and some of you were asking for it. I think I did see Mads Tech hold it up to 1, but I could be wrong, and he could have just done the Jumper T20 next to the RadioMaster GX12, that new radio. I'd really like to get my hands on one of those, but buying another radio right now just doesn't seem like a good idea. But maybe one day, and then I can do a comparison between all three of these. I did have the Jumper T Lite V2. I recently just sent that off to my buddy. It felt a lot smaller in the hand than the Pocket, even though it had bigger gimbals, which is kind of strange, but it felt too tight in my hands, so I passed it along. It was also a max power of 100 milliwatts for ELRS, and the rear module attachment was kind of just janky. I didn't really like what Jumper did to that, but hopefully my buddy gets some use out of it. But yeah, I think that's it. I would say RadioMaster is more reliable on their quality control of things. So I would take that into consideration. If you're leaning towards the Jumper T20, maybe have a look at the RadioMaster GX12. I think it's a little bigger, but still more compact than a lot of the other bigger radios like the Boxer and the TX16S. Anyways, thanks for watching.